Well, I think that the most crucial thing that businesses, especially smaller ones, are in need of is trust and connections. And this is exactly what Naba, this kind of forum, can bring.
Our minister was kind enough to take part for the first time and to support the initiative that this event is a fully Nordic African event.
So I think the benefit of being here is the possibility to interact, for real with people who will be your contacts when tomorrow you may consider investing in a particular city, in a particular country. And that, again, is something that requires direct interaction.
Let Norwegian companies use this fundamental, very successful platform to come and make changes in Africa. And the challenges in Africa, mostly to do with the power sector, needed to be sorted out. If there is no power, there will not be any development in Africa.
I think what's great with Naba is that you meet people from all walks of life that are really interested on development on the continent.
One highlight would be President Thabo Mbeki's speech and interview on stage afterwards. I think he helped lift the room today.
You need a sustained process of the involvement of the population in terms of change. Not change done on behalf of the people, but with the people.
In Africa, in the context of urbanization, a good place to be in is providing services and products that help people succeed as individuals and collectively in an increasingly urbanized environment.
There's a need to, I think, create policies and regulations to create an enabling environment where governments don't necessarily have to solve these problems themselves, but create an enabling environment so that investors, for example, can come in and help with some of these solutions.
Our conversations are too disconnected currently when it comes to funding models and when it comes to these important synergies. We really have to look at an integrated approach that looks at urban development, energy needs, in order to help set and achieve the goals that we are here to achieve.
I was quite impressed of the way that the whole conference was organized.
If we just look at the lineup of speakers for the event, it's a very strong lineup from Thabo Mbeki through industry experts from both investor developer side as well.
It doesn't matter what the topic is, the same 500 people will come here, and that's very good, so you can always trust that there is high-level speakers.
There's been quite frank and open discussion about some of the key issues that are barriers to working in Africa.
You feel important in the Naba group, even though I know that our company is a small company and it's not as important. Eivind always takes care of you.
Well, the biggest challenge always is lack of information. So for that reason as well, Naba seminar and Naba activity is very important, and we want to support the growth that next year we bring even bigger delegation. And let me also be the first supporter of the idea that the Naba seminar could come to Helsinki one day.
Africa is a big continent. I think many people outside Scandinavia see us as one, differentiate a lot. So I think it would be a tremendous advantage if we could expand to Naba from a Norwegian to a Nordic association.
As a bridge between Norway and African business communities, we have a big role to play there. So my hope and my dream would be that in 3-4 years to come, we would have much more Norwegian investors and companies involved on the continent, creating good jobs.
About 2/3 of the investment in urban infrastructure that is needed by 2050 still has to be made, so we can get this right. And I think that Norwegian business can bring with it very deep knowledge of a number of sectors, and particularly all those sectors that have to do with environmentally sustainable infrastructure developments.
We will be partners with African countries that want to also do partnerships with the private sector. So see you out in the field in the growing cities of Africa, cities being engines of growth.